Hi, I'm Lynn Comer with the National Diaper Bank Network. This week is National Diaper Need Awareness Week, the time we take the opportunity to draw attention across the country to the issue of diaper need in the United States, where 1 in 3 families struggles to provide enough diapers to keep their baby clean, dry, and healthy. I'm really excited to be here with Zakiyyah Mohamed-Stevens, the Interim Executive Director at Little Essentials in New York City. Thank you so much for being here today.
Hey, hi, Lynn. How are you? Thank you for having me. We're really excited to have this opportunity and
Great.
celebrate.
Yes, thank you. Can you tell us about Little Essentials and the work that you're doing?
Sure, absolutely. If it's okay, can I start with some history about how we got started?
Yeah, that would be great.
Awesome. So in June of 2010, our founder, Sandy Trumper, saw a post on her neighborhood parenting listserv in Brooklyn that changed her life and the lives of thousands of children here in New York City that were living in poverty. A volunteer at a city agency posted on a listserv that a pregnant mother was living in a homeless shelter and was desperate need of baby clothing. So directly alongside her plea were posts from parents looking to give away many of their clothing that they had, in addition to strollers, car seats, and other items that families just no longer needed. So at that point, Sandy immediately contacted the parents to start collecting those items to distribute to this family. And in the coming months, she became more involved in making connections between parents donating items to the agencies in her local neighborhood who helped low-income families to acquire the much-needed items that they needed. And so at that point in May of 2011, Little Essentials was born as an official nonprofit. And we only really worked directly with Brooklyn agencies at the time. So we were really a Brooklyn established organization, in Brooklyn organization that really worked to serve those families and those children. And since then, our organization has grown. We now are serving close to 37,000 families here in New York City. And we partner with close to 30 partners here in New York City as well.
That's fantastic. That is really great. Well, we know early on in the pandemic that New York City was hit really hard from COVID-19. And can you tell us about how you're serving the community right now and what changes that have been made because of the impact of COVID-19?
Yeah, definitely. So right now we're working with our community partners who are remotely working to service their clients. They place orders for their clients based on the severity of their need and circumstances. So of course, DV cases, high-risk pregnancies, teen moms. Of course, if there's any illness or sickness in the family, those partners place those orders for their clients, and we work urgently to pack those orders in our warehouse. We're a small team. We just have 3 staff. So it's myself and our amazing warehouse coordinator and volunteer coordinator that really supports the urgency that we have to really fulfill for these families. So to date, we actually distributed 123,019 diapers. And during COVID, we distributed 104,744 diapers as well. So we're really measuring our impact just upon the amount of diapers that we've been able to receive. And thanks to our donation from the National Diaper Bank in July, we were able to really continuously serve more families through our diaper distribution.
Yeah, I'm so glad to hear that. And I think you just received that just recently as well.
Yes, we're hoping to get some more tomorrow as well. And so if I could also just share, part of our new angle and new strategic growth is really to honor the families and communities that we serve through a more racial equitable lens. And so today we actually created a vision statement, and Little Essentials strives to close the inequality gap for families suffering from poverty and seeks to raise awareness of the systems of racism and white supremacy that led to that poverty. Through educational workshops and giving, to focus on racial equity and inclusion, fostering empowerment from within our communities. And we recently had an amazing diaper giveaway in a very equitable community in Bed-Stuy, in which close to, I think, 70 families were able to come out. And this has historically been a great, thriving neighborhood in Brooklyn. A lot of the families still need support, and so we were able to be very visible in the community that we serve. And so that was really amazing that we were able to receive close to 70,000 diapers in July, and being able to kind of figure out new ways that we can, connect to the families that we serve.
It sounds like your organization is always doing that, adapting to the needs and growing as needed.
Yes, yes.
That's great. Can you share a little about a family that received support from you from one of your partner agencies?
Yes, absolutely. So there's definitely a lot of families, that we really think of day to day. When partners place orders, we see their impact statements on each individual order. So there's no one family that, we don't regard over the others, but of course there are certain situations that really strike a bell with us. And so if I can read one, it's from a community health worker at the New York City Health and Hospitals, Gouverneur Hospital. And she shared that her family is currently living in a shelter. She's unemployed and the baby has been experiencing diaper rash due to infrequent diaper changes to make limited supplies last longer. A donation of diapers would help relieve the cause of diaper rash.
The National Diaper Bank Network has members across the country, and being situated in New York City, can you tell me about any challenges that you might face there, having to operate in a large city?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are fortunately nestled in Lower Manhattan, which makes us very accessible by public transportation.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, with the types of items that we distribute, it doesn't necessarily make it easier for our partners or for families to have to rely on subways or buses in order to get the items that they need the most. And we're not at the point to offer direct deliveries to every partner organization that we have a partnership with. So it definitely presents a challenge when you have to rely on public transportation, and thinking of having to pick up a car seat, a heavy bag of diapers and clothing in a stroller. So that in itself has always been a challenge with us before COVID. Since COVID, a lot of people stopped using public transportation. I want to say it ballpark went down maybe 80%. And so as a result from that, there was virtually not a lot of people taking the subway. And so that really painted a real issue for us because a lot of families were in critical need or they were just not comfortable taking the subway to actually receive the items that they needed the most. And so we had to really create some new ways that we can expand our partnerships with volunteer groups, use our courier service a bit more, work with more of our corporate sponsors so that way we can come up with new alternatives so that way we can have direct deliveries to our clients and partners. It's now opening up a little bit, so it's not as challenging, but transportation and just maneuvering, getting through the city will always be a challenge. So,
Right.
We're really now just trying to figure out more ways that we can gain support for this existing issue that we've always had.
Right, right. Thank you. That is so interesting. It's some things that you just wouldn't think about. And especially too, storage in the city is, I imagine, really hard to come by, very expensive. So your
Exactly.
partner agencies are kind of leaning on you to keep the items in storage until they're
Right.
in need.
Exactly. Right.
All right. Well, thank you again for being with us today. I really enjoyed this and really enjoyed our conversation. And I want to thank everybody that was able to join us as well.
Thank you as well. Yeah, like as I mentioned, we are so grateful for the National Diaper Network. the National Diaper Bank Network for really supporting Little Essentials, before COVID, during COVID, and thank you to Huggies for helping, with the diapers as well that we received in July and with the diapers that we're receiving for Diaper Awareness Week. We're very excited to really have a few more giveaways in the community, to really, share our testimonials with our partners and really share the ways that we're really combating diaper need here at Little Essentials. So thank you so much again.